Hey everybody, it's Lakeysha Mattis. Happy Rebound Reset to Welcome everybody to the Rebound Reset Rise podcast, where we talk all things to awaken to more. I am your hostess, your facilitator, and your doula. Yes, coming in hot, Lakeysha Mattis. I just thank you for joining in today, for tuning in today. And guess what we're talking about today? Go ahead and hold that thought. Make sure you got your paper, your pen, your pencil. Make sure you're ready to what? Awaken to more and to rise to greater heights. All right. Hello. Thank you for tuning in. And we're about to get started. That's right. We're about to rock and roll on this episode, the Awaken to More whoop, 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 series. So, with that being said, once again, I am Dr. H.C. Lakeysha Mattis, your Rebound Reset doula and facilitator. I am also an author, a speaker, and rebound and reset facilitator that uses my voice and my expertise to help others to empower others to, that's right, to reclaim their lives and to tap back into life, to learn how to bet on themselves so are able to position themselves to win, to be able to rise to greater heights in their life, whatever that looks like. You know, what is your passion? What are you born to do? Yes, we're going to take a look, peel back the layers, and dive on in as we are on a journey to awaken to more. Now, what are we doing today? Well, we are going to be talking about assessing the damage. Now, for all of you, for most of you, if you haven't got your book yet, go ahead. The Awaken to More 8 Strategies to Rebound and Reset Your Life can be found on Amazon right now. Make sure you get your book so you can tap into our book club. Make sure you get your book so you can tap into our online course, which is self-paced just for you. And make sure you are on the journey to get out of life what you have been wanting to get yourself back on track, right? To tap on back in, to bet on you so that you can do what it takes. You can position yourself to win. Because guess what? I believe in you, and I will continue to remind you that I do. Okay? All right, now. So what is one of the first things that I would like to bring to your attention when we're talking about assessing the damage, because I like to set the stage first. A lot of times when we think about assessing the damage, it's in a negative, it has a negative connotation to it. A lot of times we think about assessing the damage as something that is too hard to do. We don't want to open up that can of worms. But let me tell you, if you're on a journey to awaken to more, that is one of the first things that we all have to do. We have to assess the damage, meaning what's happening in our life currently? How did we get here? What are the footprints, right? What's the footprints in the sand? How do we back up, reverse, and then go to where the root cause of whatever took place that has produced what it has produced in our life today that we are currently living in. Okay? That is why we assess the damage. Now, another thing is to be really, really clear about when we're talking about assess the damage is that this evaluation, because it is an evaluation of what's been taking place in our lives, but we should not use this to be as judging ourselves. It's not about dwelling on the past, right? But it is about understanding the impact, right, that each and every choice that we did make in the past has now caught up and is presently being played out in our future, right? In our present, our current present, which was the future back then, but now is our present condition, our present stance, where we find ourselves today. So that's really something that I need to make sure we understand, and that's our foundation, okay? Now listen up. There's a quote by Raul Davis Jr. Yes, you can find this in the book. It says, introspection is a form of self-management. You reflect, you decide, you change. You allow yourself to grow. Come on. That's what I'm talking about. So we are assessing the damage from a place of strength, okay? We're not assessing the damage from a place of weakness. No, we've already been there. We've already done that. This is the the chance that we have, the opportunity that we provide ourselves because we give ourselves the power to choose, that what we're doing is we're tapping back in because, and we want to learn more about ourselves. We want to learn more about our choices, our decisions, our, you do have a decision model, right? Yes, each and every one of us has a way that we make choices and decisions. Did you get trained on the correct way to make decisions or choices? Hmm. So guess what? That's what I'm talking about. This is not about beating ourselves up. It is very important for us to understand that, because I believe that if we know better, then we can do better. And I also believe that we can educate ourselves to elevate ourselves. So trust and believe. This is what this is all about, right? Awakening like a phoenix rising from its ashes. It's about shedding our old selves and embracing a new empowered version of ourselves. Are you ready to embrace a new version of yourself? Yes. You know, the book also says it's reacting, right? It's teaching that our challenges can serve as catalysts for transformation. Just as the phoenix is reborn, we are ready to spread our wings and soar to greater heights. Are you ready to spread your wings and to rise to greater heights? I see that you are, because that's why you're tuned in here. That's why you are in this cohort. That's why you are taking an online course. That is why you are in the book club. That is why you have tapped in today to this podcast. Guess what? Because you are willing and ready to awaken to more. So guess what? I'm here with you to be your facilitator and your doula to do just that. I am so ecstatic that you have tapped back into you. That's right. To develop yourself, to grow even more, knowing who you are, to for you to be able to understand your future you and what he or she needs from you today, that the to time, whatever you're doing today to plant seeds. And oh my gosh, I'm so grateful that you're listening to me, because I'm so grateful that you're tapping in, because guess what? You are planting the seeds today that are going to be birthed out and show up in your life tomorrow. That is a very deep concept for us to take on, but it's important. So once we understand, like when we're talking about awakening to more, that this is something that must happen, because if we do not assess the damage, we are more likely to what? Repeat it once again. The patterns are going to continue to show up in our lives. And it's important for us to break down each area of our lives when we're talking about assessing the damage, right? It's just the different domains of our lives, like our relationships, our home and family life, our careers, right? Our business ethics. It could be, where we want to see ourselves future-wise, our spirituality. It's important to assess the areas of our lives, our love lives, our relationships, right? Our friendships. It's important to assess all of those different areas of our lives and take inventory. Where do we find ourselves? Are we okay with it? Do we need to improve in it? Because see, once we can understand ourselves and understand where we find ourselves, we can do something about it. Yes, you can do something about it. You could just make a choice, right? You have the power to choose. And assessing each phase that we find ourselves in will provide more clarity to ourselves. We'll start understanding ourselves a little bit more. And then we're able to make better conscious choices about where we want to see ourselves in the future. That's what it's about, right? We recognize the effects of our past adversities and setbacks we've had to face, and we are able to evaluate our mindset, right? Our beliefs, our thoughts, our values. This stuff is huge. It's so huge. And if you take the cohort, or when you take the cohort, or you take the self-paced online course, you will start to understand why our values are so important. You will understand why there are certain reoccurring themes that you find in your life. You're going to start realizing it, right? We have to be able to see the things for what they are, so we can say, oh my gosh, I didn't even recognize that about myself. There's another saying that when we're on the outside, we can't see in the inside. It's like, I'm on the outside looking in. Sometimes we're on the outside looking in, but we're it's a box that's closed off and we can't really see ourselves clearly. But see, this is the opportunity that I'm giving you. This is my clarion call, right? Though you are tapping back in, you want to tap back in. You have the power to make the choice to bet on you, to tap back into life, to reclaim your life, to rediscover your passion for life, to live, to win. That's right. You have the possibilities to be able to do great things if you choose to what? Awaken to more. That's right. You know, I'm stressing the importance of personal accountability. When we become accountable to ourselves, we honor our old selves, right? We honor how our old selves and what he or she was able to accomplish and do for us to get us to where we're at presently today. But not only that, then we honor our future selves, understanding that we're planting the seeds today that are going to manifest themselves tomorrow. So, what do you want to see show up in your life tomorrow? Because, honey, you are planting those seeds today. Let's never forget that, and let's understand that even though it seems like a simple principle, it goes way deeper than we could ever imagine. So, let's take the time to see what it's all about. Yes. You know, we will also be able to see patterns in our life of good things we've been able to do, right? And how those things have also shown in our lives. We track our small wins, not just things that doesn't have to be something that's so huge, but even the small wins, they all add up. Right? So assessing the damage, it helps us to step out of the shadows to count ourselves back in, to come out of survival mode and move into a mindset of thriving, right? To be able to bet on ourselves and decide if we are willing and available, because you have to be available to yourself to bounce back bigger, faster, more effectively, to learn how to adapt to these different situations that arise and show up in your life. There's a saying that we don't know what's going to show up or what kind of storm. I always say we don't know what level of a storm, right? Because like these catastrophic storms that happen in our lives, we don't know what level the storm could actually be, right? But what we do have control over is how we decide to weather these storms that show up in our lives. We're not exempt. Nobody's exempt from life storms, okay? I'll tell you that. So we might as well learn how to maneuver, how to navigate, and how to bounce back more effectively, how to bounce back faster and more, right, and more efficiently from life setbacks, honey, because you're either going into a storm, coming out of a storm, or about to go into a storm, right? It's just, that's what it is. So every season of your life, celebrate it. Every season of your life, celebrate it. And what I mean by that, it doesn't mean it's something easy for us to go through. But what it does mean is if we're celebrating it, we're celebrating life and life itself. Celebrating life and life itself. Thank God that you have breath in your lungs, that you're still here. Thank God that you have a mindset to even want to do something better, grander, and greater in your life, to walk out your calling, to birth out your brilliance, to complete your assignment, to help somebody else, to help yourself, to help your family. Yes, that is beauty of life, that we have life right now and we can choose what we're going to do in this life right now. So, yes, I am inviting you to tap back in, to come into a tribe where we together resiliently inspire brilliance, ever blooming one to another. I say it all the time. Why? Because this is what I believe. This is my value system. This is where I'm operating from. This is my clarion call to you because I know it's possible and I know that it's necessary for us to awaken to more. Yes. If you want to experience personal, spiritual, and professional success, these are the steps that we need to take just to do that. It's true. Okay. I always want to just thank all of the precious women, the professional women leaders from around this globe who have tapped into their lives, who have done the things that seemed impossible and most difficult. They had the courage to walk into rooms where there was no seat for them. But they walked in with dignity and with strength and with honor, taking seats at tables that were not originally designed for them. So I say we need to be of the same mind and same spirit, that each of us position ourselves to win so that we can also position all women to rise to greater heights in their personal, their spiritual, and their professional lives. Do you believe that too? Because that's what it's all about. Let me tell you. Yes. Andre Balt said something about awakening. It says, awaken to your true nature. Awakening to your true nature is like a gentle hurricane. You have no idea where it all started or how it found you. You just woke up one day in the burning heat of paradox and realized that you are not a mere guardian or administrator of your life, but your own co-creator, your co-founder, your CEO, and your chief executive creator. Nobody, nothing owns you anymore. Yes, because honey, I'm telling you, and reminding you that you have the power to choose. It's all in the choice. Strategy one that we use in the rebound and reset framework is assessing where you are. Where are you? Finding yourself. You know, for me, how it all started, my great awakening, was that I look back over my life, and I'm just so humbled by my rough beginnings, but humble beginnings. And a lot of times I was told that how strong I was, and I didn't understand that. And it took me a while because I didn't ask to have to be strong. How many of you feel like that? I didn't ask to have to be strong. Why do you keep telling me that I'm one of the strongest women you've ever met, or I am the strongest woman that you ever met? And I'm like, well, why would you say things like that? And even up to today, when people are telling me that, it's because they see resiliency in me. They see the things that will take people down and take people under. And honey, it used to take me under and take me down. But see, we start to build a muscle as we decide that we're going to bounce back, right? We start to build a muscle for it, a muscle for navigating the challenges of life. See, there is a framework for resiliency, and there is research behind it that says that we can bounce back more faster. So I'm not making these things up, and the proof is in the pudding, right? From my own life story, when I look back over my life and when I've done my timeline work, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I built a muscle from bouncing back from life setbacks, and many of you have too, right? And I built a muscle from going through life's adversities. And I just had to make a choice each time that I was going to rise from the ashes to greater heights. It's a choice. And I'm telling you, you too can make that choice. See, I made a choice to bet on myself, to tap back into life, to win, to thrive, to come out of survival mode. And you can make that choice too. It just, I guess, automatically, not I guess, but I know it. I built the muscle for it, and it from that part, it became a part of my mindset. Became a part of my mantra. It became a part of my beliefs. It became a part of my personality. So now, this is my clarion call to you, but honey, hello, I decided to share my story. Yes, all of my story in its many different forms, its many different pieces about my life. And from my life, I honor my life. I honor the things that I've had to go through that has brought me to where I am today. I've made peace with my past. I can't go back and change anything about it, but I can rewrite my story from right now. Because, honey, the authorship and the power that I possess, I hold the pen. So I'm giving this pen to you because it's your turn to own this pen, and it's your turn to write your new chapter moving forward from today forward. Because you have the ability to do so. You just have to take back your power and choose to do just that. Okay? See, I decided to share my story and what I have learned over the years and about resiliency, about adaptability, and about creating the right type of mindsets so that we can be able to bounce back more faster and more effectively to win, right? To awaken to more. And here I am. Here's the framework. Here I am. I use my voice, not just to inspire people, but to uplift people, right? To tap back into life, to bet on you, to rise from the ashes to greater heights. And I may not get it right all the time, but see, honey, I'm going to keep on trying. See, I was made for a special purpose, and I will complete my destiny. See, every day I choose to get myself together because I know out in the world I will be something greater. See, I am a force for good. I am an agent of change. See, no matter what happens in my life, though life may be hard, I will continue to push on. You see, I may fail, but what I will never do is quit. I will never give up. I will get myself together. I will become someone greater. I will become someone stronger. I will become someone wiser. I will rise from the ashes to greater heights. And I'm inviting you to do the same thing too. Can you dig it? Because when I say, I'm going, you say all the way to the top. I'm going all the way to the top. There we go. Let's go all the way to the top. I said, let's go all the way to the top. Hey, let's give me some, give me some, give me some, give me some. Yes, 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 yes. That's right. I'm calling to my tribe. That's right. The women and the men that we together resiliently inspire, bring us ever blooming one to another. Did you know that resilience involves behaviors, thoughts, and actions that anyone can learn and develop it? Yeah, we think, we feel, and we will choose what we're going to do. The researchers actually say from Ohio State that developing resilience may be the most important thing that you can do for your well being. Hello. It connects us to our physical and our emotional health and our spiritual health. Don't forget about it. Well, I believe we're spiritual beings. That's up on my five strengths of spirituality. So you know I can't duck and dodge it. Hello. I rock Christ. That is my foundation. And do you know with survey takers, it was overestimated their resiliency levels? You know how us Americans can sometimes be. Well, 80% of Americans thought that they had high levels of mental and emotional resilience, but only actually 57% scored as resilient after taking an assessment. So why does this all matter? What are we talking about awakening to more? What are we talking about assessing the damage? What are we talking about? We talk about resiliency and bouncing back from life's setbacks, coming out of life's storms, rising to greater heights. Research actually shows that resilience has been shown to positively influence work satisfaction and engagement, as well as an overall well-being, and can lower depression levels. Hello. Growing research shows higher levels of resilience are directly related to better outcomes when living through a crisis, managing chronic disease and chronic pain, and improving emotional and physical health. It matters. It's important. This is why it matters. It matters because, like building a muscle, increasing your resiliency takes time and intentionality, okay, to emerge more confident and courageous from the traumatic events that life can bring each and every one of us. Can you dig it? Say, I can dig it. That's what I'm talking about. Now, with that in mind, it's important for us to understand where do we fit in when it comes to resiliency, because there are resiliency um, tests. There are pillars, and there's also different surveys and tests that you can actually take in order to create and develop your resiliency toolkit. That's what I call it, right? See, resiliency is a tool that, with an ongoing commitment for you, me, to build it over the years, it will serve us throughout our entire life. So it's not something that we can brush away from. It is not something that we can uh, decide not to want to participate in. It is something that we actually need to participate in. Because, see, there's unreal challenges that each and every one of us will face in our lives, and setbacks that leave many of us women, okay, feeling hopeless, lost, and tapped out of life. Now, you know, my main message is to women, you, me, because I am a woman, all right? I am a woman, and I tap in to my womanhood, right? I am a queen in reign. So where are my other sister queens in reign? And my mission was birthed out of pain and agony and sadness and hopelessness and discouragement that once defeated me. Yes, it did, my sisters. Oh, absolutely, my brothers. There was a time when I didn't believe that life was even worth living anymore. And I know there's many of you that feel the same way too. You might be feeling that way now, or you felt that way once upon a time. And I'm telling you, I understand. I completely understand how life can knock you down and you just tap out and don't want to get back up. But honey, what I come up with to say now, hey, when life knocks you down, you got to make up in your mind not to stay down. You got to choose to rejuvenate yourself, renew yourself, and reinvent yourself. Because I believe now that life can be beautiful and it's sure worth living. It's worth living on purpose for your higher purpose. Can I get a witness? Somebody. You know, we can learn to choose who we need to become in life storms to emerge as the victors that were created to be, and not the victims. I had to move over from victimhood to victorhood. You hear me? Somebody needs to hear me. I said I had to learn how to move over from victimhood to victorhood. Victory is mine. Victory is yours. Victory today is ours. You better ask somebody, can you hear what I'm saying to you today? Because we have the power to choose. I keep saying, and you will continuously hear me say that we have the power to choose. Yes, how we weather the storms of life, that's totally up to you. It's totally up to me. And we can't choose the type of storm, what level of catastrophe this storm is supposed to be. Well, we can make a choice about how we decide to weather the storms of life. Wayne Dyer once said this: with everything that has happened to you, you can either feel sorry for yourself or treat what has happened to you as a gift. Everything is either an opportunity to grow or an obstacle to keep you from growing. But baby, guess what? You get to choose. So, in this wonderful book, Awaken to More, the 8 strategies to rebound and reset your life. Honey, strategy number 1 is assessing the damage. Identify and evaluate areas of your life that need improvement. Have you done that lately? Do you believe that some setbacks in life are like storms that rattle the windows of your existence? Mm, mm, mm. Honey, it's time to assess the damage during and after life storms. Because we got to learn how to weather these storms. We got to learn how to tap back in. We got to learn to assess the damage that there, Raul Davis Jr. said, introspection is a form of self-management. You reflect, you decide, you change. You allow yourself to grow. Are you ready to allow yourself to grow? Because it's in a choice. And the choice is yours. It's time to look back over your life, right? To look at the different patterns that show up in your life. Patterns maybe of abandonment, patterns of happiness, of overcompensating, patterns of violence and fear, of acceptance, or of people pleasing, a panic. What kind of patterns are showing up in your life? Slothfulness, sadness, mistrust. What kind of patterns are showing up in your life? It's important that you know that. It's important because if you are willing and wanting to assess the damage, that is the first step in awakening to more. There's a saying, it says, for a star to be born, there is one thing that must happen. A gaseous nebula must collapse. So collapse, crumble. This is not your destruction. This is your rebirth. Can I get a witness? It is time to awaken to more, my brothers and my sisters. It's time to awaken to more inner peace. Is that what you're looking for? It's time to awaken to more opportunities for growth, for gratitude. Time to awaken to more gratitude in our lives, to strength and resilience, meaningful connections, clarity and purpose, self-love and compassion. It's a time to awaken to more creativity and inspiration, joy and fulfillment. It is time to awaken to more possibilities of life, of what we can actually do in this lifetime. Can somebody hear me? Is this resounding with you? Is it making sense to you? I hope so. I really, really hope so. Because even though you start from the bottom, you can rise to the top. I'm telling you, despite all odds, you can rise from the ashes to greater heights. It is a choice. Do you believe that? And I am so grateful as we're ending this episode. Mm. I'm so grateful to have you tuning in today. And I hope you got something out of this episode. And we're going to end with this mantra here. Let my introspection be a journey to truth, not a search for guilt. I reflect, decide, and change compassionately, unlocking my potential. Yes, that is the mantra to repeat to yourself over and over again until it resonates with your spirit, with your soul, that it is planted, you planting the seeds in your mind that is required for you to awaken to more, to gain the growth mindset, to build new pathways in your brain. Yes, we do have neuroplasticity. It is possible, and you are able to awaken to more. You're able to change your situation. Don't you ever forget it, my brothers and my sisters. Are you ready to reflect on your own life experiences and consider how you can apply the concept of awakening to more in your life? Because if you're ready to bet on you to tap back into life, to bounce back more faster, more effectively, efficiently, and be adaptable in life storms, hey, that is your great beginning to your great awakening and to awaken to more. And I cannot wait to hear your rebound and reset story. Until next time, y'all stay blessed.